Coming up on the Sports Desk, Friday night lights light up the fields on the final week of regular season football, and it all went down mere days before playoff brackets were released. Who's moving on? Whose season is done? And after 29 years on the Torrance High football field, a true Tartar is done. In girls volleyball playoffs, the Bishop Montgomery squad inches towards the finish line, as are the ladies on the ECC V-ball court. We're with the Torrance boys water polo team for their final match days before they make the playoffs. West and South are in too. South Bay schools do cross country. The PALS softball team gets ready for the Special Olympics Fall Classic. Plus, the Salsa Soccer Club kicks cancer in the you-know-what. We've got the who, what, where, when, why, and how. Let's get things started right now. Hey guys, welcome to the Sports Desk, your one source for all things Torrance sports. I am your host, Lesley Robins, bringing you a gateway to the brightest sports stars and hottest sports spots in Torrance. Before we get to the good stuff, we want to hear from you. Here are the social media stats. I'm at Lesley Mia. The show is at the Sports Desk TV. We've got email, Facebook. Tell us what's going on and what we need to know. Because when it comes down to it, the show is all about you. Now let's get you in the know with some numbers. Brackets have been released for CIF Southern Section football. And to the playoffs, North and South go. In the first round, the Saxons will host El Dorado in Division 9, while the Spartans in Division 14 have a road game against Trinity Classical Academy, marking the Spartans' first playoff appearance since 2014. The games are soon, so keep up to date on our social pages for the latest scores. Mere days before brackets were released, North took on South for their final game, and the Saxons came out the victors 42-16. Justin Thompson has more.
Thanks, Leslie. It was a great game here tonight at North High and a huge win for the Saxons looking to keep their playoff hopes alive. Also an emotional night for this North team that has 15 seniors on their senior night taking on South. Let's get to the highlights right now. And it was the Stephen Bradford show early in this one. 2 touchdowns in the first quarter and 2 records broken by Bradford. 1 for total touchdowns and 1 for rushing yards.
It means a lot. You know, I have my family here. I did it for my family. I actually did it for my granny. Rest in peace, you know. And I just had to go out with a bang. I'm working hard for this every week.
Bradford is a special dude, man. I'm just going to say it right now. He's going to go to college, and he's going to do a lot of big things. I hope he makes it to the NFL. He's just that special talent that you don't see often, that you just want to succeed every day.
Back to the game now. 2 more touchdowns for North in the second quarter. Look at the quarterback keeper from Trevor Lagarde sneaking into the end zone to extend the Saxon lead to 27-0. South would get on the board right before the half with this pass from Drew Nash to Jordan Ormond. 7 points for the Spartans and a 20-point deficit at the half. 3rd and 17 for North, early third quarter, and Trevor Lagarde finds Joey McCormack for the touchdown. 7 more points for the Saxons. South would respond with a touchdown of their own with a minute left in the third quarter. So on we go to the fourth, where North would add 1 more touchdown, and the Saxons would win this one by a final score of 42-16. A great win for North, who ended up finishing second in the Pioneer League.
When you start the game off hot and then you just keep going and going, you got a big lead. You always got to remember that that lead could be gone. So you always got to push yourself and keep it going and keep it going and keep it going. So my thought process just get everybody to remember that, they can come back. So you got to keep doing the same intensity and same things that you were doing normally.
We preach and practice, get to the ball. That's what everyone was doing. Game plan, film. I just give credit to all the coaches, really. They just put the work in for us, just give us the tools, and we just pick them up and do what we need to do.
We have a lot of kids that returned from last year, obviously, those 15 seniors. And they went to the semis, and they know what it's all about. And we got to, ice up the injuries and get our mind on the film that will be coming Sunday and be ready to go. A lot of preparation.
In another Torrance area matchup, we had the Tartars visiting the Warriors, and it was West who got the dub 56-7. Cameron Stelly has the highlights.
Two Torrance teams tonight facing off for the last game of the regular season. West on their home turf against Torrance, where it was senior night. And speaking of seniors, one in particular, the running back, Xerix Reamer, who led the night in carries and touchdowns, scoring 5 of 8. Torrance got the ball first, but would punt the ball away on downs. Then West wasted no time. Freshman quarterback Jackson Sharman got his first start, and he connected with Xerxes Reamer. And he took this one home for a 33-yard touchdown, making it 7-0. Torrance responds on their second possession when quarterback Matt McComas keeps this one and punches it in to tie it up. Raymer back to receive the punt, and look at him go as he flies past the defenders and takes this all the way to the end zone for his second touchdown. The Warriors defense stopped the Tartars on downs, and the next possession for the Warriors, Raymer again finds a hole and gets into the end zone, making it 21-7. After the half, West would score 3 more touchdowns from Raymer and Joseph Tinna, making the final 56-7. Here's what West had to say about their win against Torrance.
It was unreal. I didn't believe it at first, but the week prior, just working hard and learning our offense and having my confidence was a big part. And after that first play, I kind of settled down into the game, and it was just a breeze after that. I was just having fun. Our run game, our awesome running back, Xerxes Reamer, that game helped us out a lot. And just getting comfortable with the guys for the past 2 weeks has helped me a lot, just to be relaxed in the pocket and just trusting them.
Our run game was a big part of it. Just the whole year we've been sticking with the run game, and our line did its job today. We got a big win for the seniors.
Well, a lot of things. I mean, one is Mr. Reamer. He's a heck of a running back. And, the offensive line played well. We just tried to do a misdirection. That's kind of what we do. And the holes were there, and Xerxes ran through them, and once he gets outside, he's dangerous. I mean, you can see that. Obviously, he had a great night. The quarterback played well. He's a freshman. He did a nice job. He seemed like he was calm back there, and he made some plays when we needed him to early. And then later on in the second half, we didn't have to throw the ball, so that's a good thing.
No doubt the run game contributed to West's success, allowing them to finish their season off with a big win at home.
And even though the Tartars didn't win, their coach, Brock Hollis, is the true definition of a winner. After 29 years, Coach Hollis hung up his whistle and coached his last game that night. They honored Coach with an on-field ceremony post-game. Moving on to Bishop Montgomery, who faced and fell to Mary Starr. It was a daunting task, to say the least, as the Stars is a team who held on and finished in second place to go to the playoffs. Melanie Chacon was there.
It was a battle for second place in the Camino Real League tonight, and in their final game of the season, the Bishop Montgomery Knights fell to Mary Starr by the Sea 28-26. It was a close game, and there were a lot of exciting plays. Here are some of the biggest from the evening. It was senior night at Bishop Montgomery, their time to shine, and the Knights seniors did just that. Although Mary Starr got on the board first with a touchdown by Santo Buscemi, the Knights captain, senior Brenton Hewitt, made sure to make his last game count. Hewitt took it to the house, a 61-yard touchdown run, 7-6 Knights. In the second, Mary Starr would score again on this quarterback keeper, and moments later on the kickoff, it's Bishop senior Brandon Murray with the catch. Murray breaks through the Stars' defense, scores, giving the Knights a 14-12 lead at the half. Here's Murray on his impressive 85-yard kickoff return.
I watched Stephon Diggs and Amari Cooper in them a lot, so kind of when I hit the hole, I saw it, and I gave him a little jab, and I was just going. I knew I was going, and I was just happy for myself.
Coach Ed Hodgkiss talks about his senior running back and wide receiver and what they brought to this team.
Brent Hewitt here, I think you're going to talk to next, had a great year. He's a dynamic receiver that can play at the college level. Brandon Murray is another kid that is a dynamic guy that can play multiple positions. Both of them are good players. They're probably 90% of our offense this year, and we're definitely going to miss them.
The Knights would go on to add 2 more touchdowns, but after a failed 2-point conversion, Bishop was unable to overcome the Stars and instead took a loss at home 28-26. Here are the Knights seniors on their emotional last game.
Just happy that we all, got together as a team and we fought all season. We started off slow, but we just, in the end, we fought, and we just came up short. And it's just hard, but we did our best. That's all we can do.
We played hard. That's one of the hardest I've seen us play all year, and we did good on both sides of the ball. The turnout just wasn't what we wanted. Being at my last game here, Bishop Montgomery, I had a lot of fun years here. It's only my third year playing football, and I was glad that I could play here with my teammates. They became my brothers over the years. They have a lot of potential. They're young, inexperienced, but they can do it next year, and I believe in them.
And Elko's football squad grabbed a dub on the road against Palomar 38-20, guaranteeing a spot in a bowl game for the third straight year. Okay, coming up, volleyball at ECC has won how many matches in a row? B Monty keeps the dream alive in V-ball playoffs. Boys water polo brackets drop. Salsa soccer shows cancer who's boss. Cross country takes the night. Plus, PALS softball preps for the Special Olympics Fall Classic. Stay tuned.
I pledge.
I pledge.
I pledge to treat everyone with respect.
Respect and dignity.
I will not tolerate discrimination
or harassment of any kind.
I will speak up.
I will speak up whenever I know discrimination is happening.
And I will stand up.
Get up.
Rise up. For victims. Take the pledge at risetowin.org.
Welcome back to the Sports Desk. Lesley Robins here. And to the El Camino Volleyball courts we go, where the women's team refuses to lose. Can you blame them? Elko needed to overcome a 2-set deficit and then outlast visiting Rio Hondo in the 5th set to score a hard-fought 3-2 South Coast Conference victory at home. This match would be the one to extend the Warriors' winning streak to 12 games and to remain undefeated in conference. The Lady Warriors returned to action a couple days later on the road against Pasadena and swept that team 3-0, putting the team at 12-7 overall. They head to the South Coast Conference tournament mid-November. Our Bishop Montgomery Lady Knights, your Ocean League champ, are the last area team standing in the CIF Southern Section Girls Volleyball Playoffs. Bishop Montgomery advanced to the semifinals with its victory over San Juan Hills. The visiting Knights had dropped the first set of the quarterfinals, but rallied to win the next 3 to advance to the semis, 23-25, 26-24, 25-22, 25-23. The Knights will face Esperanza in the semis this week, so be sure to keep up to date on our social pages for the latest updates. Boys water polo brackets have dropped, and Torrance West and South have all landed in the playoffs Division 6. Pioneer League champ Torrance has a first-round bye and will face either Garden Grove or Nordhoff in the second round this week. We will be there. West is on the road in the first round against Savannah. South also received a first-round bye and will visit Warren in the second round. The championships will take place November 16th in Irvine, but right now, let's check in with Melanie Chacon, who was with the Tartars for their last hurrah at the Torrance Aquatic Center.
The Tartars and the Warriors went at it in their final game of league play, where Torrance came up victorious, cementing their undefeated league status. Torrance's Armando Mendoza put them on the board in the first, and with just seconds left in the second quarter, West was able to chuck one in right at the buzzer. Both teams were tied at 1 at the half. In the third, great defense by the Warriors, but Mendoza finds a way to make his shot count. Moments later, West answers back, an assist from Carson White, and Jason McIntosh scores. The fourth quarter was a battle against the clock, and Torrance pulled away with the win over West, 4-3.
I love our team. I think we worked really hard this season, and we also had a lot of fun. I like to incorporate them having a good time because that's what I'm here for too. You know, I love our kids, and I really want them to have a good time, and I think it's kind of pointless to come out here and just work really hard and have them not having fun. So that's kind of what we do. They goof off a lot, which pisses me off sometimes, but I think it's made us be a winning team this year. We have a lot of our starters leaving this year, so that's going to be a real deficit for the next year. But we also have CIF coming up, so we're going to be working for that. And we know that we can be a winning team, So that's going to be really good for next year. They can look back and say, hey, we actually did that. So I think that'll be good.
I thought we did great. This is against West, our rival team. They've always beat us in the previous year, but this year we've gone 6-0 in our league, and it's been a really great game.
About four of our 6 guys did not have great games, so we played down to West level, and we still beat them at the game they like to play, which is not a very good one. Which shows you what we're capable of, and we plan to do even better in CIF. So we took this as kind of a practice game, get our seat up in CIF, and then get back to work tomorrow at practice. The other day before South, I said that we got to get ready to rip their hearts out and shove it down their throats. We did so versus South, we did so versus West, we did so versus North, and we're going to do it to every team we face in CIF.
In girls golf, 2 area golfers got through the CIF Southern Section Individual Regional. Torrance's Amy Uchida and West High's Raina Tain. They are a part of a group of 36 golfers who qualified for the CIF Individual Championship in Chino Hills on November 7th. Brackets in girls tennis have just been released as well. For the first round in Division 2, South will face Burbank, while in Division 3, Bishop Montgomery welcomes Ventura and North visits El Segundo. It all goes down this week, so stay tuned to the SportsDesk social pages. And now to our South Bay cross-country runners who recently took the night. Justin Thompson explains.
The Warrior Mile, a fan favorite for runners across the South Bay, and this year there were 800 participants.
Today is one of the great events that we have in the South Bay. It's called the Warrior Mile. It started many years ago, and it's grown into an event where we have all these cross-country kids doing something they don't usually get to do during the cross-country season, racing on a track for 1 mile. Now, since they're in cross-country shape, as they come towards the end of the season, our league, Bay League, Pioneer League, we're all getting ready for league finals. We get them out here on a track, they're going 1 mile, they're all getting PRs. About 70% of the kids in this race tonight are gonna run their fastest 1 mile race. I love it every year because it gives the kids that little bit of extra confidence going into league finals, like, hey, I just ran a 5-minute mile. I know I could run 3 of those, I could get a 50 and a 16. I love finishing the season this way. It's a great event that the West coaches have put on, and can't miss it for anything ever.
As you might imagine, West coach Jason Druten is very passionate about the event and enjoys giving the runners a change of pace.
Oh, they love it because we're used to running 3 miles on grass, up hills, and we get to get out here and we get to run for 5 minutes rather than 16, 17 minutes. You know, we play some music, the parents come, it's very intimate. You're just right 2-3 feet away from the kids yelling at them. And I don't know, kids like it. All my kids can't wait to come here and do this every year. So I think that's how it is with most of South Bay now.
And the kids we spoke with had nothing but great things to say about the race.
I've seen myself improve. This year, I think I was lacking a little bit in the race, but it's going to be good for track season.
When you're running on a track, you're obviously going to be running a smaller distance because cross-country races are 3 miles and track races, the most you run would be 2 miles. And on track, it's like definitely better on your legs because it's flat and it's kind of a softer surface, but cross-country, it's like you could have uphills, downhills, and it's like, it's more unpredictable. So yeah, I feel like track races are just a lot more energetic because you know you're going to be running less.
My favorite part about watching today's race was definitely just everyone cheering each other on. Like, that was just such an amazing moment. Like, everyone just running to the side, just trying to cheer them on in their final moments. It's just really cool to see.
Perhaps some of these runners will have the Warrior Mile to thank, at least in part, for their results in CIF later this month.
Okay, coming up, salsa soccer kicks cancer where the sun doesn't shine, if you know what I mean. And some very special athletes gear up for the Special Olympics Fall Classic. Stay tuned.
These are the moments that bring us to our feet. The anticipation, the 15 seconds of fame, the big catch. But the most important moment happens when we all stand together. Join us as we stand up to show our support for loved ones affected by cancer. Visit standuptocancer.org/MLB.
Stand up with us.
Welcome back to the Sports Desk. Lesley Robins here. Torrance's resident women's soccer league, Salsa, recently held a Kick for Cure game to bring awareness to breast cancer and to raise funds for Torrance Memorial. It all went down at North High's Saxon Stadium. Cameron Stelly has the highlights.
The Women's Salsa Soccer Club is staying busy in the off-season. For the month of October, the team had 2 games dedicated to charity. The event is Kick for a Cure, where money is raised based on the number of goals scored. Head coach Aaron Rodriguez explains why this event is so special to his team.
We're basically trying to raise awareness and some funding as much as we can to donate to Torrance Memorial for breast cancer research. We've been affected personally on the team because we have a few players on the team who've either been affected or directly have parents that are currently breast cancer survivors.
Rodriguez also explains how the donations for the event work.
This will be the first time in many years that we're going to start doing this, and it's going to be yearly, every year in the month of October, as many games as we can. This year we had 2, and the total goal score was 5, 6, 7 goals total. So if you're donating $5 per goal, it's pretty simple, and we have companies that donate and sponsor us as well, so that's definitely going to help raise that fund. We have Cal United, which is a professional soccer team over in Irvine, who also donated some money as well.
Salsa Club player Hannah Martinez scored the only goal of the game for her team, shares her thoughts on playing for charity.
So I think playing for something like a breast cancer awareness match is always wonderful because in this moment I don't think it's all about, just yourself and how you think personally you're going to do. I think it's just a team effort, getting together and trying our hardest to score goals for a great cause. And I think it was wonderful that I was able to put in one of the goals today. But again, it's just for a very selfless cause.
The final score of the game ended in a tie 1-1, and it was all for a good cause.
And the Special Olympics Southern California will reach for gold at the 2019 Fall Games on November 9th and 10th in Fountain Valley. The Sports Desk recently joined some incredible athletes during a PALS softball practice as they gear up for those very games.
Our program, it's special needs program through Torrance combined with Special Olympics, designed for players and athletes with disabilities, physical and mental disabilities. We have currently probably about 18 players in a team that competes and has won several tournaments this year as well as in past years. We teach them the basics of softball, as well as it helps them with their physical abilities, their hand-eye coordination, their team building, as they have their communication skills. Softball, they have to communicate, talk to each other, focus on where the ball is going, where a runner is heading, where to throw as everything's in movement. So it's really teaching them to enhance all their skills. We have local, city, regional, and state competitions that are coming up. Right now, we're down to our last 2 practices that are gearing for our state fall games, where we will be in Orange County competing against teams from all over the state. Our program consists of players from 8 years old to elderly. Wonderful group of people. My wife and I are very fortunate to have such a great team and wonderful players to work with.
I love this game. I love playing third base. I love playing with all my teammates. They're a wonderful group of people, wonderful bunch of players. They hustle. They're out there playing with their hearts out. We play against other teams, and we try to play for medals and stuff. But we've been getting silvers lately, but we've been trying to go for the gold this time, hopefully.
I love it, and it's a great game. I'm sure it's a lot of fun. And I do very well at getting the players all the way to home plate.
I like playing softball because I grew up watching my sister play softball. I love the program. I've been very nice making a lot of friends.
We started this program not knowing whether we were going to have a team or not, but we ended up with a great group of guys, and we're gearing up for the fall games where we hope to bring home the gold, but if not, we'll have a great time.
We'll have all the results in next week's show. And that is going to do it for this episode. We will see you back here next week. In the meantime, here are the social media stats. I'm at Lesley Mia. The show is at the SportsDesk TV. We've got email, Facebook. Be sure to keep in touch and take us behind your scenes. For everyone here at the Sports Desk, I'm Lesley Robins. Thanks for watching.